If you're a parent with ambitions to have a private education for your children, the chances are you're worried about school and university fees. A recent Daily Telegraph article highlighted the challenge under the heading "Private Education, What Price Excellence?" The costs are continuing to rise even in this recession. We're now talking about $13,800 for day places and $26,000 for boarders on average. The fees have gone up exponentially over the last few years and way faster than earnings have been rising, so fewer and fewer people are able to afford education, and some parents are even having to take on part-time jobs just to cover the fees. So why do we value a private education so highly? My name's Rowan. I'm a speaker, author and investor, and I want to try and discuss this with you and hopefully give you some suggestions on how you can actually make some really smart decisions now that will help you fund your children's education. So I think we obviously look at things like teacher-pupil ratios, which are much better in private schools. They've usually reinvested in facilities because they're charities and they make profit. They reinvest that profit in better facilities. Obviously it leads to better exam results, which is one of the main things. But there's also a big intangible, I think, that makes us attracted to private education, and that's the impact on the character and personality of our children, which they take with them for the rest of their lives, regardless of what happens in specific exams. But of course then they get to university, and The Guardian recently reported that even the £9,000 university fees are just the beginning. According to the National Union of Students, there's now an £8,000 a year gap between government funding and the cost of being a student. The universities themselves are charging an average of $8,300 a year, but then there's all sorts of hidden extras over and above the course fees, and then you start on accommodation and subsistence. So, how can we afford this? It's absolutely scary. Well, what I want to share with you is a safe, secure, long-established investment that I've discovered that can really give you the funds you need to see your children through both private education and on beyond graduation. There's a one-off investment involved of $18,000. You've got lots of different ways you can exit from this, but I can tell you all about the detail in a moment. There are two main options. One is the private education plan over 12 years, where you invest the $18,000. You start getting money back in years 4, then 8, then 10 and 12. Your total return in 12 years is $104,000, more than enough to cover a child's education costs. The other option is the lifetime security plan. This is a 24-year plan, so in some respects the age of your children today might determine which of these is most relevant. But here, although you have to wait till year 16 to start receiving the payback, look at the scale of that payback. These are life-changing amounts of more than £1 million that can set your child up for life based on a single one-off investment today of $18,000. So if you want to find out more, just pop your contact details in the form below. I'll send you full details of both the private education plan and the lifetime security plan. This is something I've already invested in myself. I'll share all of the information, all my own research and due diligence with you, and let's see if it's something that might be of help to you as you try to cope with school and university fees in the years to come.